I don't need to introduce this guy any further. Giacomo.
Thank you, Avi. Thank you. Thank you very much. So guys, we had a lot of fun. Now it's time to something sad, self-critical, a very deep and gloomy self-reflection. So this will be the saddest moment of your conference. Yeah, no, it's not like that. So we were discussing the Bitcoin standard all day, but I really started to, that made me think about what Bitcoin is. So I really started to think about what Bitcoin is, what is the best way to define Bitcoin, to explain Bitcoin. And so I looked at the source of truth that we have, that we share in Bitcoin. What is the source of every truth in Bitcoin? You know, you say the blockchain, right? No, it's Twitter, of course. So I was looking at Twitter, and it's not important if you don't read, but I can read it for you. So Bitcoin is saving. Gigi says that Bitcoin is love. Somebody else says that Bitcoin is like philosophy, or Bitcoin is a lighthouse, or Bitcoin is freedom, is the last article, or Bitcoin is digital real estate, or it is digital gold, or it is digital violence. Check this guy out. This is like a Space Force Giga chat. He said that Bitcoin is digital violence, which it seems at all with Bitcoin is love, but it's actually, it all makes sense. But then actually, I started to see people saying that Bitcoin is digital water, Mr. Odu, like a few days ago. So I started to get very confused. And since I cannot rely on Twitter, I decided to go to check the second most important source of truth in Bitcoin, after Bitcoin Twitter, which is me. And I decided that Bitcoin is three things, and must be three things. One is a financial asset, that in order to avoid misunderstanding, we can just call Satoshi or SAT. The second thing is a technological stack, just like TCP/IP, which generates the financial asset, or HFTP, LFTPP. And the third thing is a fanatical cult. So, you say yeah. But while I was thinking about this, I realized that we are not yet where we should be. Like, how is Bitcoin as a financial asset? Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's scarce, it's divisible, it's fungible, it's portable, the price is going up, the financial infrastructure is growing with futures and what else. So it's good, right? What is Bitcoin as a technological stack? It's good. Like, we have layers, we have...
You need to tell them about the abbreviation. How's the final settlement
So, HFSP protocol, which is the new version of LMPPP. But even in this case, I mean, the protocol is there. There are many layers, trusted layers. We have the base layer, we have Lightning Network, we have a lot of stuff. But how are we going with the fanatical cult part? I mean, are we really there yet? And I think this is still something we have to all work on. This is still work in progress. I think we should be self-critical about this. We should really start to think, are we doing a good job at being a fanatical cult? And sorry to tell you guys, but I mean, I'm the first guilty person. We are not there yet. So, for example, followers of a fanatical cult, they should just blindly follow an infallible leader. And you will not believe it, but there are people that are really discussing what Satoshi Nakamoto said or wrote in some part. For example, you can find the people, I don't know, you can find any kind of people in Bitcoin. People saying, Satoshi was talking about one CPU, one vote, but that's not accurate because we have ASICs. Infidel! Or, I don't know, Satoshi was talking about the longest chain, but actually what matters is the heaviest chain. Heretic! Or, I don't know, Satoshi was thinking about SPV as a security model with crowd proofs, but we don't really have crowd proofs, so we need to run nodes on our own. Degenerate! Or, I don't know, pizza is good with pineapple. That's what Satoshi said, but it's not good. Real pizza doesn't have jalapeno, sorry. So this is not the way a cult behaves. You cannot really discuss what the founder said in a critical way. If he said that jalapenos go on pizza, you must eat jalapenos on pizza. So we can improve this, guys. The second thing that good cult followers have to do is to always be wrong about every prediction. You know, like Jehovah's Witnesses, they tell you that the world is going to end tomorrow, and it doesn't happen. And you guys are not very good at this. Like you say that I don't know, nation state will adopt Bitcoin, it does happen. You say that the number is going up, and it really happens. You say, I mean, this is not the way cult works. We have to do better than this. And the last part, which is something that is especially depressing me today, because I was already a little bit depressed, but today was terrible in this regard. Like good cult followers, they always have to agree about everything. That's really the most important rule. And we are terrible at this. Like in general, even before this conference, I have seen people disagreeing about the different fundamental aspects of Bitcoin, like number go up technology, like financial soundness, hard money, hodling instead of just trading, and low time preference, and Austrian economics. And on the other side, you have people caring about privacy and permissionlessness and censorship resistance. And these guys are basically looking at Bitcoin from different angles, at the same coin from different faces, and they are arguing about that. Like we should privilege, I don't know, this aspect or that aspect. This is not good. We have to agree on everything. Also, there are people that are discussing, disagreeing about being single issue, like we should only talk about digital money and that's all, or try to extend the Bitcoin philosophy, seeking similarities in other fields, like there's somebody connecting Bitcoin with nutrition, somebody connecting Bitcoin with religion or lack of it, sorry, Knut. And there's somebody connecting Bitcoin with any other kind of field, or we should instead just stay on the very narrow specific topic of money. I mean, should we discuss facial masks or not? This is another point in where we have to have a single totalitarian opinion, and we are not really there yet. So I've seen a debate a few weeks ago between John Carvalho and Adam Beck. And John Carvalho was making some good points, which is a terrible thing to do in a cult. He was saying like, yes, but where do you stop? You want cross-input signature aggregation, you want any private, you want the drive chain, you want secure the bag, but where does it stop? I mean, we should have an ossified protocol, because TCP/IP is not changing every time under your food. TCP/IP is basically fixed in stone, set in stone since 1983, basically, version 4. So we should slow down. Bitcoin is good enough. We should stop changing the protocol. And Adam Beck was arguing, you are right, eventually we will have ossification, but we are not there yet, because first, maybe, I mean, cross-input signature aggregation is very important, any private is very important for L2, and he went too far to say that simplicity will make any other change irrelevant. So these guys are disagreeing in good faith with good arguments. This is not what you do in a cult, guys. Stop it. And this is just before I left to Mexico, and then everything got worse, because I started to discuss with Tom about workshops, about node workshops, and he was about it should be simple, otherwise you will just scare people away. And I was about, no, it should be safe, because you cannot just trust flashing an image from Raspberry. And so we discussed it within the workshop, can you trust an image or you cannot, threat models, security models. So there is always this kind of tension between doing something simpler so that people is not scared and they can use Bitcoin and they can at least go there, or doing things safer that maybe nobody will ever accomplish in their life, but at least you are basically minimizing any kind of security issue. And I was disagreeing with myself. I was such a bad cult follower that I was actually having second thought on this topic with myself and with Tom. So it's terrible. And then there was today, the conference. Guys, it was ominous, it was horrible. Like free banking versus full reserve, can we have fractional reserve on Bitcoin? these guys are disagreeing all the time. Like Jimmy almost got angry with somebody. You cannot do that. We have to have a single totalitarian opinion. So we decide either fractional reserve or not, and then we stick with it. And then at the end, I mean, do we want to mitigate the damage of a nation state, or just like say we want to actually be, we want to call our senators to ask them to persecute us? So this is a very difficult topic. Right now we have two strategies. One is to call them, please leave us alone, and the other is please persecute us. And this is not a very, very good look from our side. We have to have a single voice. So I think that not all is lost. We have still another day tomorrow. Please, guys, please behave. Remember, everything is good. I mean, technology in Bitcoin is great. It's changing all the time. It's evolving. And the technology of the base layer is very stable, very sound, very safe. The financial side of Bitcoin is going great. But you really, really, really have to call harder. Thank you.
The Hyperwave and the Hyperwave theory, and that's Bitcoin is the Hyperwave. He saw it. $1,000 or 10 million. Looks like it's on its way to 10 million, doesn't it? And now, for this year, well, there's 4 heroes in my book. I don't want this honor of conveying this, so hopefully somebody's going to pick up this honorable thing. But we have.
You have to use the microphone.
Oh, we have what I call the Bitcoin 4, and that is Arthur Hayes, Ben Dalo. I got to pull up, I can't remember the other name. Where's my cell phone? Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Pull it up here. You scroll down on the article. Now, that's okay. There we go. Okay. Well, I consider these 4 guys in the same category as Julian Assange and also.
Use the microphone. Use the microphone.
Okay. Stand up there and hold it. There we go. Now I can get it. I gotta start all over again. Well, you know what? You can put up this article. All right. Got just one of the men, but we have. I consider these guys. They don't need our financial help, but they do need our moral support, and that's the reason, hands down, they're winners for 2020. It's not just one; it's 4. Because we have 4 of them that are all under indictment, and I can tell you that's not a fun thing. It's not. It's a very scary thing, and we can talk about yeah, bring it on. But you know what? It's going to be a tough battle, guys. And we have to watch each other's backs. And these guys took exchanges to a whole new level. I understand why the CFTC went after them. I fully expected that because they were eating the lunch of Chicago Mercantile Exchange and all the futures markets. They created a whole new thing where you couldn't lose your shirt, you couldn't lose more than you put up. You could actually make money trading by being a market maker. And just all kinds of innovations that the traditional futures exchanges didn't have. And this has all been developed through Bitcoin, guys. This is what a free market does. They took it to the next level. The surprising thing is they got hammered by the Department of Justice, and we know who was behind that. And that's the bankers, because Arthur Hayes stepped on a few toes vocally. And we know whose toes he was stepping on. And they're cutting him down the size. So I hopefully they're going to come out of this, you know, but they just need our moral support, and that's why, hands down, I think Julian Assange has exposed, you know, the war crimes that our government has done. We've had Snowden exposed to surveillance, and these guys have exposed the property crimes that our government has done. And you're going to be next. So you may not have had a good experience on BitMEX, but I know for a fact that was the most honest exchange I've ever traded on. And I've never seen an instance yet. I've challenged anybody. Oh, but they cheated me. Show me where. And I have never seen it. I've never seen, and I know I was never jumped. I did a lot of trading on that exchange. And nobody jumped in front of my trade, ever. And it was an amazing platform. And it's still very good. But that's why these guys, hands down, have it. And they need our support. Of course, we all know Arthur Hayes. You probably don't know the other three. Pull it up the other way. Okay, the other way. Scroll the other way. There we go. Keep going. The other way, you were doing it right the other way. Not that way, the other way. There we go. Okay, there we go. Go. Show the guys. There we go. All right, Sandra Reed. Go up some more. There we go. There we go. I think that's Ben Dalo. I can't read the. I got it here. Okay. Ben Dalo and Greggy Barr. They're a regular guy. I mean, they really did an
Microphone.
Oh, they did a tremendously innovative thing. And their hands down winning the award. I got 4 heads up here. In Mexico, this is what you do. If you're a drug dealer, this is what happens to you. So they can feel right at home here. If you go down to Ensenada, they're working on a park, there's 3 heads that are down there. Those are former cartel members, aren't they?
That is from the revolution, Mexican
Oh,
revolution.
from the revolution. But anyway, they have nothing like this. And so, you know, you can be dead and win the award. You can write a foundational book and win the award. Or you can just off the best trading platform that's ever been invented. But they get the award not for what they did, but for the persecution they're going under now for doing it. And this is my little contribution. I consider these guys my heroes in the same way that I consider Julian Assange a hero. Yeah. The same way that I consider. So that's my little these guys. Arthur Hayes, he said, wow, 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 wow. I can't believe you're doing this. And I said, well, you're my hero. I can't do anything else. And I know he wanted to come. I know he wanted to so he can't say anything right now because of the situation that he's in. But Just my little, give these guys support, and I want to encourage you to do the same. Because their battle's coming, this is going to be a really important one to win. And they're winning it. The very fact that the deal that Arthur Hayes made is, okay, I'm going to give up my extradition, and I'll surrender in Hawaii, and I'll agree to come to the court date, I get to go back home to Singapore. That was unprecedented. And I'll tell you, I'm glad it happened, but it should be a wake-up call, because a lot of people have not, most of the people who have gone through the system don't get that. Bail is gone in the federal system. If there's no bail, you have to go through what's called a bond hearing, and then you have your prosecutors trying to show that you're either a flight risk or a danger to the community. And, all you need is a unhappy ex-wife to get up there and say you're a danger. You can't get out. You're stuck. And that's just, that's the way they don't play fair. They don't play fair at all. And, but I think that this game might be a little more balanced. And so my curves are, if you go to these four, the regular guys, I don't think, I know what they're going through. And so I'm the guy that, I did this because they did this. And someday, you might need us. We're big hunters, and we have to watch each other's back. Okay, we redesigned these because they didn't fold up very well to pack. Now they're going to 3 pieces. So if you want to get these, it's like $400. But you can take them home with you, and they come with a stand, a little portable stand that packs in your suitcase too. And they come with 3 pieces. 1, 2. We were having a problem moving these around. So now we designed it so they're easily packed.
The routine de audio goto no tengo más que hacer.
No, I didn't. There we go. You can just have this one here if you want. But, like I say, if you want to see a Bitcoin standing there and have a little stack, you put it in your office, whatever, we have these available. All these things are stage props. You can order one if you want one. Any of the proceeds that I get from this is going, these guys don't need our funds, but the next guy might, and so it is kind of a fundraising fund for them. This is simply my moral support for these guys, because they need it. They don't need our money. They're fighting the battle, but it means a lot. I guarantee you. If you give them a little support, it means a lot to them personally. And because a lot of people, I know most traders lose, and most traders never blame themselves. They blame someone else or exchange or something like that. I think Knut's had a few glitches. Every one of them they made good on, and not even asking for it. And I've never seen anything like it. So, as far as I'm concerned, these 4 guys are men of integrity. And, I'll defend them with my life as best I can. That's my bit. So thanks, guys. Oh, okay. Well, we don't have the music.
No, but you make the music.
Now you got to put together a set. All right, everybody's got to make a fool of themselves.
Okay, everybody has to follow audio goto.
All right, here we go. I got to put this back on now. Give me another step. Oh, that came out all right. And everybody grab the step.
Microphone.
So what are you looking at now? For the sun or the
Save. No. Sound money. We haven't put this to music though, my love. I haven't put this to music. We don't have any hollow faces. Bill, it's not any music. So, I don't know if I can do this.
Do the dance with everybody. I'm sure everybody loves dance with you.
Well, why don't you come and dance with me, my love? Esther, you're gonna come and dance with Daddy?
So we all gotta get up there.
Let's do it.
Some more stand back there. Just get one and grab one. I'll use the half one. All right.
Second president.
You can have a little one here. Okay? Put this on here. You can have this one. All right, there you go. Ready?
Too shy though, we have to be more fun.
This is very cold here. We're doing great.
All right, guys. A lot of fun. A little bit more fun tomorrow. Saturday's real fun. And I promise y'all, if you're not going to... Y'all had a lot of adrenaline on Saturday. That's my hobby, and I actually relax with my hobby. Getting on those cars, it's just, I feel free. And it's wonderful to feel free, because I wasn't free for a long time. That's why I'm so glad. So glad. It's a miracle. It literally is. And if you get to know me, you'll see why. I was doing this sound money stuff long before Bitcoin, and when I finally looked at Bitcoin, I said, wow, was this something else? And it is something else. And you guys can take it to the next level. You've got a really sound foundation. But don't think it's all Bitcoin. There's a whole lot of people that laid this foundation, and then Bitcoin came along. It met the need. It was the answer, it was a marketplace answer to what was needed. It's up to us to make sure we apply it correctly. My mentor, H.C. Harwood, I asked him, I said, Girl, what do you want on the back of the coin? Because I said, I understand it's on commercial banking. And he said, for integrity, there is no substitute. You know what? I fail on integrity in every aspect of my life. But that does not diminish the ideal. And so we have to constantly work on that. And, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be mental integrity. And Bitcoiners are the greatest people in the world. Oh yeah, there's some bad apples. But not most of it, we read them out pretty fast. And some take longer than others. But it's just a great thing. It's great people here. I'm so glad all you guys are here. So I cry sometimes thinking about it. All right, guys.
Okay, do you want to make a new dance? You want to have a new dance? 12 o'clock or 1?
One.
It's 1 o'clock? Okay, have ready your suitcases and meet her at the reception or go with Christina. She will handle all, she will move all suitcases to the branch. And after the conference, we will have cars used in front of the entrance to move everybody to the branch.
Your
After
suitcase will be at the ranch and check in, so you can pick up your suitcases and go to your room or your cabin so you can find you. And then we have, you can either party all night there and sleep all morning, or you can go to bed early and get up early. We're going to have a adventure tour all day. And some of you will really like it, and some of you may not. So incidentally, Ron, you get the car to the Honda. We got to go get, I thought 15 cars, we need to drive the Honda out there. Amy will have a little pink car, and if you're real nice, she might take her for a ride with her. And I think, well, maybe she can show us for a ride in the car. It's a woman's car, all right. And I have somebody that can ride with me. People that can ride with flip-flop. And then we'll have other vehicles getting us out there. And then Saturday morning, there'll be cars out there waiting. Everybody gets to ride or drive, whatever you want to do. And there'll be a couple of tours. So if you like it and you want to go twice, you probably can do it. That'll be a problem. So I think we'll have at least 2 or maybe 3.
Did I take the Harley out?
You should. Oh, absolutely. I'll take the Harley out. I gotta drive that Harley, man. I've never driven a hog like that, so I'm looking forward to it. I love it. All right. Let's go. Thank you guys. We'll see you tomorrow.